We're going to go ahead and skip the usual introductions today because I want to jump straight into a figure that is going to absolutely blow your mind. Seriously, let's just get right into what makes this number even possible. 135 million euros. And no, that's not a typo. That is the actual confirmed auction price for a 1955 Mercedes-Benz Uhlenhaut Coupe. That staggering number officially makes it the single most expensive car ever sold in human history. Now, to even begin to wrap our heads around this hidden, ultra-exclusive world of super collectors, we have to completely shift our mindset. We have to stop viewing these machines as just, a means of transportation. Instead, we have to start treating them as priceless cultural artifacts. In the eyes of the market, these cars are eclipsed only by civilization's greatest masterpieces. Think the rarest paintings by legendary masters. So you really gotta wonder, right? What exactly justifies a 70-year-old chunk of metal being worth more than a sprawling luxury estate? And when the stakes are in the tens or even hundreds of millions, how do the experts even prove that the metal they're looking at is actually the real deal? Well, let's get into Section 1, Anatomy of a Classic. Specifically, we're going to look at the legendary Mercedes W196 racing cars, which are widely and affectionately known as the Silver Arrows. Just look at this timeline. It highlights an incredibly short but totally dominant era. In 1954, these fully enclosed aerodynamic streamliners made their Formula One debut. They were built on this highly innovative tube space frame, and man, they could hit blistering speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour. By 1955, they were completely dominating high-speed tracks like Monza. But then, it abruptly ended. Following the tragic 1955 Le Mans crash that sent debris into the crowd and killed 83 spectators, Mercedes just withdrew from racing that very night. The head of Mercedes heritage really hit the nail on the head with this quote. Because Mercedes walked away completely, these surviving cars were essentially frozen in time. They became irreplaceable icons of a bygone era. Their immense value is permanently locked into both the incredible triumph and the devastating tragedy of that exact moment in history. Moving right along to Section 2, the celebrity premium. Engineering is amazing, for sure, but let's see how the human element dramatically inflates a vehicle's worth. Take a look at these examples. Whether it's a Mercedes 600 preserving the exact 1971 radio controls touched by opera diva Maria Callas, a 300 SL presented to Sophia Loren in her garden as a gift, or the actual Ferrari that won Michael Schumacher his 2000 F1 championship, fame literally turns these cars into rolling witnesses of history. Collectors aren't just buying an engine here, they are buying the aura of a legend. But here is a real game changer for you. Maintaining that original patina, it is absolutely everything. In decades past, a collector might have wanted the car looking shiny and brand new. Not anymore. Restoring these cars completely destroys the historical footprint the buyers are actually paying for. They want the faded carpet and the scuffed seats exactly as the celebrity left them. Wiping that away is considered an absolute sacrilege in this world. Which leads us to Section 3, the art of authentication. Let's talk about the high-tech detective work required to prove these legends are actually real. Appraising one of these multi-million-dollar machines is quite literally like a full-blown medical checkup. First, experts consult highly restricted corporate archives, and these are kept tightly guarded so counterfeiters can't exploit the data. Then, they verify chassis numbers. They even perform this incredibly secretive spectral analysis, where they grind tiny bits of metal to produce a gas mixture that definitively proves the exact year the steel was manufactured. It's like something out of a spy movie. Ultimately, what they're searching for are the matching numbers. Finding these is the absolute holy grail for an appraiser. It's the definitive proof of original condition, guaranteeing to the buyer that the car is an authentic piece of history and not some clever, multi-million-dollar counterfeit pieced together from random spare parts in a modern garage. All right, Section 4, the ultimate auction showdown. Let's take all of that history, that celebrity influence, and the detective work and put it to the test in a high-stakes auction. Picture this. The car on the block tonight is the incredibly rare, fully enclosed 1954 W196 Streamliner. And it wasn't driven by just anyone. This specific machine was piloted by absolute racing gods Juan Manuel Fangio and Sterling Moss. It's fully authenticated, and the atmosphere in the auction room, absolutely electric. But here's the crazy part. The pool of people who can actually buy this is staggeringly small. I mean, you need tens of millions in immediately liquid funds. We're talking about maybe 5 to 10 ultra-wealthy individuals globally who can even participate. And most of them, they bid through intermediaries over the phone to maintain total anonymity. The second the auctioneer opens the floor with a starting ask of 20 million euros, the tension instantly spikes. The room gets deadly quiet, and the high-stakes duel between these anonymous billionaires officially begins. The bids escalate at a dizzying, almost unbelievable pace. They blow right past 35 million, then 40 million euros, right there, live in the room. This is the exact moment where the less committed buyers drop out, leaving only the titans behind. You can practically feel the adrenaline pumping through the museum as the final two bidders trade heavy blows over the phone lines. They rapidly drive the price up, 43 million. A small nod brings it to 44, and then suddenly, bam, we are at a mind-bending 46 million euros. And with a final strike of the hammer, the car is sold for 46.5 million euros. This massive bid makes it by far the most expensive Formula One race car ever auctioned in history. Actually, scratch that, because the final check is even larger. Once you factor in the auction house's buyer's premium, this anonymous collector ends up parting with a grand total of 52 million euros for this single rolling piece of history. Which brings us to the core of what you should take away from this explainer today. It leaves us with a truly fascinating conclusion about the very nature of collecting. When an object perfectly captures human triumph, tragedy, and pure genius, when it serves as a physical witness to heroes and glory, is any price actually too high? Maybe when you're buying a piece of human history rather than just a machine, placing a price limit on it is simply impossible. Keep that in mind the next time you see a classic car roll down the street.